MB Enclosures has his own YouTube channel, and this guy is an animal when it comes to designing boxes.
Unbelievable. I couldn't even believe that there was 2 8s in there.
This guy right here is doing something special.
I welcome y'all to MBE. What you about to see, box building in a different league. In this SQL scene, believe that money ain't a thing when it comes to its kings. Now that's fact, not fiction. Call 44694 48 then 18. Don't matter, you got 4 8s or 1 8 or anything between. He got what you need.
This is my crew. This is my gang. These are my kings.
So, what do we have here? MB Quartz. Reference, RW1-204. 1200 watts, 600 watts, RMS. 8-inch dual voice core, 4-ohm subwoofer. Now, let me give you a little understanding about MB Quartz. MB Quartz started, I believe it was in 1962 with studio microphones and headphones. From that time to, I say, somewhere in the early 90s, they made a name for themselves with separates. I myself had several MB Quartz separates. The 6.5. I think they had a 300. They had 3-digit numbers of 300, 500, and 600, something like that. But I remember having a set of, I believe it was 3 something. I can't remember for sure. But if you had MB Quartz in your doors, it was like having Morel and Focal or whatever name you want to name today, right? It was that you had to have MB Quartz in your doors. Well, sometime in the, I would say the 21st century, early 2000s, for whatever reasons, they wasn't getting the exposure, and cardio went through it. Cardio went through like a little recession during that time. And when that happened, they didn't take off. They and other companies didn't take off. Hyphonics, which was a big name back in the day, with their amplifiers, Atlas and Zeus, they didn't transition very well. Those two I can remember. Well, a company called Masonics, which is in Chicago, Illinois, stepped in and bought MB Quartz. The MB Quartz was based in Germany. In the 90s, those speakers, the 90s were coming from Germany. It was German engineered. Now, with the transition of being bought out by Masonics, so Masonics bought the name. Stuff's coming out of China, as pretty much it will say somewhere on here. Yeah, Masonics, here's the name. You can see that right here. And they're under Masonics umbrella. So what they're doing, they taking those that remember that time, this name, this brand, and they're reselling it today. Now, is the performance still there as they had back when it was made in Germany? I do not know. But I was interested when I seen, okay, they back. Because I knew Hyphonics, I had that on the channel a couple of years ago. Wasn't really particularly stoked and amazed by that, but came out of China too. And if you ask me, from what I seen on pictures, it looked like this subwoofer and that Masonics Hyphonics amp looked very, very similar. So it made me wonder, did they rebadge it? Well, I don't know. We'll see. So let's unbox this driver, and then we'll turn around and look at it and see if they actually did anything. All right, so let's get open. I don't know what year Masonics bought them out, but they bought them out. Now, getting the manual out. Now, I will say that this is a bad thing, because I remember exactly that the manual for the Hyphonics 8 was just like this. So it leads me to believe that this is going to probably be a carbon copy. It looks like it's going to be a carbon copy. So they do give you a manual. And we have the 24 here. So it says that they want you to put in a 0.75 box, tune to 33. With a 4-inch port. Interesting. And then for SPL, they want you to put it in a still 0.75, but tune it to 45 hertz so it'll move more. Then your FS is going to drop off at 41. Whereas with the sound quality, recommendation. They say you're gonna tune to 33. You're gonna be F3 is gonna be at 29. Right around where it need to be. But this manual is the same manual that you get out the Hyphonics book. So makes me kind of think. Remember I told you about performance base and price base. I think this is a price base because this woofer, I believe, is $189 on Crutchfield. I get it as a reseller for my local distributor. A reseller. I'm not a dealer for MB Quartz. So let's get it out the box. I'm gonna tell you right now, the package on the box is similar as well to the, I think they call the Hyphonics called a Zoo Series 8 now. Take the plastic out and let's turn this camera around and look at this boy. Okay, do a turn around right off the bat. This is eye-catching, and maybe that kind of makes you want to draw to it because it is what interests me. I was red magnetic book. I kind of interested, but it's just for gimmicks. It has no performance purpose. Let's go up top. Nice rubber gasket helps seal it to the baffle. Plastic dust cap. They don't tell you what kind of material the cone is made of, but it looks to be just a standard pressed paper cone. Red stitching. Nice. Average roll surround. Nothing really spectacular about that. This basket is, I wouldn't actually say it's new. People are using this basket with different heights. I know the Rockfield Punisher 8 uses this basket. Push terminal leads. Well, they use this basket, but I think the arms are a little bit longer. Might not be. Maybe it might be the finish of the basket. But you'll start seeing a lot of this basket over that other 6-spoke basket that's commonly used in Generation 1/8s, as I say. The spider, it has two spiders that look to be, let me see, they are not progressive. This is a linear roll spider, 2 linear roll spiders, which kind of fits in with the MB Quartz theme. You know, sound quality. I think their new slogan now is music defined definition to the music, articulation, from one note to the next, and they quality subwoofers. That could be just good writers. Now the motor, and this is what I wish they would have said. They didn't tell you anything about the makeup of the driver itself. As far as, you know, it looks to me, just looking at it, this is a BSAV former. Maybe I can get the shot in here where y'all can see a BSAV former. Let's get a little closer. Yeah, you can see that. It's a BSAV former with a copper coil. Wish I could tell you it's 8-layer or 4-layer, but looking at the price point, $189, I'm pretty sure it's just a standard 4-layer voice coil. How many windings and how tall it is going to dictate how much X-Max and the FS of the driver. They have the parameters on the, make sure me back up a little bit. I won't fall, hurt itself. Okay, it'll have the parameters. It has a VAS of 6 liters, not very high. Voice coil is 2.5, FS of 40 hertz. Nothing spectacular. 17 millimeters of X-Max. Doesn't tell you the mechanical. The MMS is 148, so not really meaningful, not very deep bass, about the average, no more than any other 8 that's in this performance category. So next we'll do a free air testing. I would say myself, just looking at it, that this motor structure, and I want y'all to go back to my earlier videos, this motor structure is eerie reminiscent of the Hyphonics. First they called it the Brutus. Now I believe they call it the Elite. They got rid of it. They had two, and it was actually the same driver by Maxim. This looks like to be the same motor that they putting on this basket and use the MB Quartz name. So I'm not expecting a whole lot. I'm going to say right now that this, in my opinion, is probably just a price point subwoofer. Nothing really to expect here other than those who just like the MB Quartz name. We're going to do some free air testing and then possibly put it inside a box, see how that goes. But this is just my unboxing of it from the MB Quartz. And the reason why, like I say, this is something that interests me from my heyday in cardio, the 90s time. Let's see what it do free air. See what they actually did with the soft parts and if it differentiates itself from other 8s in this price category.